Greetings, good people. So I'd like to welcome you to the revolution of the mind, where we're being transformed into our divinity. Because we know that we were first and foremost created in the image of the Most High. We were created in the image of God and in His likeness. And part of what my assignment is on this journey that we're taking is to help us to rediscover that divinity, to rediscover that spark of the divine that we were all created with, that we've forgotten over the ages. In that now it looks like humanity is awakening to and becoming aware of again. And these are exciting times to be in. Tumultuous times, crazy times, but exciting times to be in, because I believe that we, those of us that are alive here and now in this age, were destined to be here in this day and time. And that, we were chosen for such a time as this, on whom the ends of the ages have come. And that we've been equipped with the insight, the foresight, the intestinal fortitude, and coupled with the technology to see us through into a bright future, even though things may seem kind of dark right now with everything that's going on, especially when you look at, the news and all of the events that are taking place, in the nations, in the United States and abroad, and the AI, the emergence of AI and all that entails. Because, as I'm sure some of you know, there are a select group, some call the elites, the 1%, that know who you are, and they know the divine spark that's in you, and have for centuries harvested your divine energy to power their own agendas, to power their money-making machines, so to speak, for lack of a better word. And we have been willing participants in that program for a long time. But something unique is happening now where, like I said, mankind is now awakening to its divine nature, that we're more than just human, that we are made in the image and likeness of the Elohim, of God. And one of the main aspects of that makes us divine is the power of thought and speech, the ability to imagine. The imagination, the human imagination, is one of our most powerful faculties that has remained dormant and has been dormant for so long. And if you think about what we house in these vessels called our skull or the brain, is a whole universe in and of itself. And if you think about it, what do we call the sides of our skull? What do we call them? They're called the what? The temple. And what's in a temple? A temple is a house for a deity. A temple is a house for the divine. And as time goes on, we're gonna get more descriptive, and we're gonna add visual aids to bring more clarity to these forms of thought and these trains of thought that we're going to be traveling down. But for now, I know many have seen the what some call the Eye of Horus. The Eye of Horus literally looks like an eye with like a lash that goes under. And that is literally, if you were to do an x-ray and look at the sides of your temple, you would see what is called the pineal gland, or the apparatus that is here. I want to say the pineal gland is here, but anyway, that is the house of the divine that is right here. So even when you look at scripture and you see the tabernacle, or you see the tabernacle of David, or the temple of Moses, or Solomon's temple, were those actual geographical places and actual brick and mortar buildings? I believe so, yes. But they're really given to us as a picture, or as a type and a shadow of these bodies that we were given, that if you really study the essence of them, they are temples that house the divine. One scripture says that the kingdom of heaven is within you, that it does not come with observance, that you can't say, hey, look over there, or look over here, or look up there. No, but the kingdom of heaven is within us. It literally lies within us. So with that being said, we know that we house a lot of power, and the power of imagination being one of those. The ability to have an inner vision, to be able to see a picture and an image in your inner mind, and the ability to speak, to think and to speak. It sets us apart from all other creatures on the planet. And we're learning now how to use that power to create the reality that we want to see. I mean, for so long, we've used our powers, and we've used our abilities, and they've remained dormant. They've been dormant. They've just been on an offsetting. And the people in power have harvested that divine energy. And now we're awakening to that, and we're saying, you know what? I want to create a different reality. I want to create a reality where my children can play, and where healthcare is free, and where water and air is free, and realize Nikola Tesla's vision of free electricity, because he created the apparatus and the inventions for that to be possible. But again, greed and men in power didn't want to see that, because they couldn't make a profit off of it. So they found him to be expendable. But that genius mind is always awakening in us through different people, through different individuals. And so now what the push and the move is to interface us with AI. And that's what this great reset, as they call it, has been about. It's been about us giving up our sovereignty, and giving up our power, and giving up our literal humanity to interface and become one with AI, and become something other than human. I think some people call it the transhuman movement. And I know, like me, there's many of you out there that don't subscribe to that. That we know that we're right on the brink, that we're right on the precipice of something great, that we're right on the edge of discovering our true identity as God, as the creators of our world, because we were created by God to be that. So I'm not disavowing that we're made by intelligent design. I'm not disavowing a creator. What I'm saying is that we were created by this creator in his image and in his likeness to be what? Creators. That's our birthright. That is our destiny. That is our divine inheritance. So I challenge you, I challenge myself to continue to grow, continue to discover that divine spark within you, and to take this journey with me on the revolution of the mind. And we're going to cover a lot of different topics. I'm going to be faithful. I'm going to be showing up consistently, and we're going to take off and go into many different chambers and many different areas and arenas and realms of thought, knowing that we have the answers already within us, already inside us. We've been given the clues and everything internally to discover those mysteries of the kingdom that are within us. So I invite you to join me as we go and travel and take this journey together. Peace. God bless.